Thousands of children die each and every day due to malnourishment. They die because their parents are unable to care for them. Imagine being a teenager in this very same situation. You've made a stupid mistake, and now you've wound up pregnant. And the man who promised he'd stick with you, he's not staying. Where do you turn? Pro-choice. Pro-choice gives a woman the right to decide what happens to her own body and the rights to decide her own freedoms and her own future. When we begin to take away the rights of a woman, we step on every equality movement that we have ever made as a global community. One of the most pertinent questions to ask yourself is, when does life truly begin? It is true that every life form does deserve respect. However, does that mean that the rights of a fetus are more important than the rights of its mother? Approximately 42 million women choose to have an abortion every single year. Remember that teenage girl. She is alone and bearing the stress of bringing a child into this world. Our world demands financial success to survive. Do you honestly believe that a child born into a world of homelessness, hunger, poverty, and neglect is better off living through those daily tortures? Forcing a child to care for another child is cruel. Yes, it is her fault that she wound up pregnant. But does that mean it's safe to say that forcing a child to live in those conditions alongside her mother is fair? I'm not saying that all women should buy into abortion, or support it for that matter. But I do ask that you allow a woman to make her own decisions. Some would argue that according to Section 7 of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, every unborn child should be protected by the right to life, liberty, and security of a person. Again, I disagree. It is said that she's not only affecting her own life by going through with abortion, but she is affecting the life of her unborn child. However, most abortions take place during the first trimester, when a fetus cannot live independent of the mother. Therefore, it depends on the mother for survival, and without her, it would not live. Therefore, it shouldn't be considered a separate entity at all. While some believe that life begins at conception, others do not. And forcing the entire nation to believe one side is unjust. So I want you to think, could you, right now, where you are in your life, could you handle having a child? If your answer is no, then I want you to think, are you willing to strip these rights, the right to decide, from every woman everywhere? Are you willing? It's unjust to assume that you know how it is to be there. The decision is up to the mother and the father, and no one else should put in their 2 cents. Because until you've been there, you cannot imagine the outcome of this decision. Pro-choice. Think.